And welcome back, fellow gamers, to another edition of the Rats Cast. Cyber here as always, coming to you once again from Final Fantasy XVI. Now we are, if you remember, out trying to help some of the cities, towns, and friends and allies and stuff that we've made along the way. Because things have gotten bad. And when I mean things have gotten bad, I mean things have really gone haywire.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
So here we are, okay?
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Alright, let's head over here and talk to our esteemed ally.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy
target. Yeah.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, He'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Exactly.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is.
Give me a second, guys. Sorry. I just realized right now, I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier when I first logged in. I usually try to do this ahead of time, but I noticed 15 hours earlier today, it looks like Mr. Zazy followed the channel. So thank you for the follow. I know he's not here right now, but I do appreciate everybody who follows the channel anyways. As always, because, you know, it means a lot that people are at least trying to check out the channel, even if it just gets shouted out in someone else's channel and someone just, you know, decides to drop in and just give the follow. You know, you never know. One of these days, one of those people who follow randomly may actually stop off and check out the channel in earnest and see what it's all about. So, but yeah. All right, let's get back to this.
But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
Yeah.
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other
when all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits?
It appears
Brilliant.
we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Too funny.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city guard.
Oh, I cut him off.
Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
Pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
All right. Let's go find the other person. I'm sure we're going to have to do some talking on this one.
Sure.
These poor people.
If I had my pickaxe, I would have...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may yet be allowed to keep it.
Yes, but
here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
Exactly. I think she knew who he was.
Star roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Choice but to do what little I can to defend what little we have. But I would not see any unnecessary death.
Well, Kogel's coming. I don't know why she's not coming with me.
I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
Seems that way.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalamil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
Us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Okay.
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
Whoa! That was fun.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Okay. Hey, welcome. Ah, he did it again. God damn it. God damn it, these guys with their shields.
Come on.
Welcome, viewer. Thank you for joining. These guys are a pain in the butt. Oh, hey, Mysterious. Ow.
That's all ready.
Oh, shit. I wasn't watching my life. Oh, that's cool. I didn't see you on. Bummer. I would have stopped off real fast and checked out the channel. Yeah, everything's good, except for the fact that I just killed myself in the game. Stupid me. Doesn't pay attention. Oh, I have that. I got it. I haven't had to stream it yet. I'm hoping I can get through this one fairly quickly. I don't know how much longer this game is, and I can start Spider-Man because I had just started Assassin's Creed and Jedi Survivor a couple weeks back, so I'm barely in the beginning of those two games, and this is the only other time I played by myself. Oh, I bet. It looks like so much fun, and I cannot wait to get in that game. Damn it, there's no way to buy anything, huh? Shit. Okay, nope. Okay, god damn it. I'm sorry, I need potions. Eddie Karen, what do you have?
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
That's right, we had to find him some new food.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. I know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I'm doing... Got
Just
it.
on my way to see him.
I'm doing more than that.
Still
Jeepers.
alive, are ya? Go on, then.
I wish I was only playing 3.
It'd better I'll be here.
Okay, I still can't do that one.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Like I said, yeah. I'm doing Mirage too. Like I said, I'm doing Assassin's Creed. I'm doing Mirage and Jedi Survivor. I've been meaning to do that for forever, and I finally got that one. And then I'm doing like Baldur's Gate with my nephew on Sunday. We're still playing Destiny on Thursday. We got back to Deep Rock Galactic on Friday. Sunday is kind of up in the air because we're really in that end game area with Fallout 76, and it's either run around and just do mindless stuff over and over again, or wait till one event happens and do the events. There's really not a lot going on story-wise. So we're hoping that when the new Atlantic City thing opens up, that maybe there'll be some kind of story, something we can do with that, so we can continue playing. But right now, there's not a lot going on in that game, so he wanted to play something else. We just haven't figured out what we're going to play yet. But yeah, I got a bunch of games I'm into, and just trying to find the time to play them all is like, good God. So, crazy.
There's a storm coming soon.
Ah, Clive. Were you able
Crazy
to
stuff, I know.
locate your quarry?
Yes, I was.
Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Definitely.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our
Welcome, Bill.
conversation concerning
Viewer,
Lady
thanks for
Jill's
joining.
role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone.
Nice.
And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty. That number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Yep. Okay. I would check it out after I start playing, maybe, because I really don't want any of the storyline spoiled. Especially if you're doing Spider-Man. Assassin's Creed, like I said, I've already started, so I'm quite a bit into that one, so I can always check out that story. up to the point where I'm at. But yeah, I'm gonna be very careful what I'm watching and what I don't watch, because there are also people like even on YouTube who I'm really big at watching their channels, and I am avoiding watching Spider-Man or any games I need to play, because I want to play them, and I want the surprise to happen when I get there, not before someone else does. So. Is there something else?
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost.
Oh.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
Aha.
A rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Okay.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
I hate having unlocked stuff. It drives me crazy. I'm not going through all that. No, Mysterious, I could just link on your name, and I'll be able to pull it up, no problem. Even after the fact, it won't matter too much. I'll still be able to pick up the thing. Oh, that's what you meant? Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to give me the link, and like, no, I can just get off your name. No big deal. Silly me. Okay. Now that I have got all my healing properties, let's try this again, shall we?
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
Nice.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Yeah, try to maintain that shield when you're being bombarded by everything and its brother. More enemies, nice. Come get some. Whoa! I don't think so, dude. Ha ha ha. Ow! Now that he's down, let's finish the job. Bye-bye. Drive through, please. Ooh, nice.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
We might find out.
What do you think?
That we should hurry.
And let you walk. Oh, no problem, Mysterious. Thank you for stopping in and chatting for a while. Appreciate it. You have a good night. Get a good rest there. And I hope I'll catch you next stream. But as always, big thanks for stopping in. And while I'm at it, here. Give me a second here. There we go. Dang ads. Okay. So anybody not sucking ads, again, a big shout out to my buddy, Mysterious CW3. And again, have a great night, pal, and rest well. Hope school isn't too bad. Other than that, let's get back into the story and see what's going on, shall we? They're not going to come to blows, are they?
I owe you an apology. You did well The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Alamir.
We all saved Alamir.
Finally.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Yeah.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details?
Hmm.
We are united, and that is all that matters.
Exactly.
As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Down the rabbit hole. All right. Now, we still have other places to go. This was just the first. Where's the second? I think it was the second. I know we need to go Martha's Rest, but I think we... It doesn't have the little red marking on it like it did earlier, so I'm wondering. I thought I started stuff. I had to finish stuff over here. But...
Battle's over. I have any man who ain't in need of treatment himself coming at you with the wounded.
Oh, okay. So I'm already in. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I guess I gotta do this one first.
First we find Isabel.
What a bloke saying he saw ghosts on the far side of the wall.
Ghosts?
I saw it with my own eyes. A whole of Oriflamme under a flood.
Then we're next.
I can't do it. I can't.
Aha.
My lord. My lady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
The Kashik, but different.
Artemis thralls.
Yeah.
And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing about all this.
Then we'll look for her there.
Okay.
Four left for more on the captain's orders.
Madame, please! Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days. What more would you have us do?
The Dominion's fallen.
Your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall, because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered, or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives. Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
Ah.
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with him.
They're scared, and rightly so, but...
I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly. And sought to take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort, but I thought you might still need some support.
I'll like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors.
Yeah. I need to get some first-hand data. Ah, over here.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And the back of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
That thing, it took off the captain's head before we could even draw his steam.
Damn.
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, they came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed Moor when... Where's my Joseph?
It's all right. Just rest now. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
Assume you have a plan? It's
Ah, there's the gate.
It was all they could do to escape.
Oh, didn't I buy more potions? I could have sworn I bought... Oh, damn, I hate when I do that. I bought more of something, but not what I needed.
The two soldiers were carrying another.
And I don't... I gotta figure out where the...
Four left for some more of the captain's orders.
It should be in here somewhere.
Garrison's being sorely tested. Times are hard.
There it is.
Welcome, welcome. You've a keen eye. An excellent choice.
Yeah, I think I got something else last time, but I forgot to get what I needed.
Come back again.
What a bloke saying he saw ghosts.
Ghost. Oh, wrong way. Looks so funny when he jumps. Oh. Nope, here goes the wall. Oh my.
Clive, look.
I see them. With me.
Let there be love.
Alright, ow! Oh, that was Jill.
Should I prime?
Save your strength.
This guy again?
It's over.
Ouch.
Already.
Damn it. I can never tell when he's going to swing or when he's going to do that major attack.
Nice try.
Ow. Dang it, all those things got wasted because he moved. Ramos! Good, good. That takes care of this lot. There might be a second group, so let's keep going.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Yeah.
Maybe we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Yeah.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. Whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the one standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Ay, ay, ay.
If you don't mind, I have sentries to post. Milady.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one. And that's one fewer than I had this morning. Thank you again, Clive.
Okay.
Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest. After it.
Ah. Okay, now, no, I want to come over here. It's still locked.
leap will make a good captain. He reminds me a little of you, Clive, but without all the mocks and mows.
Okay, I guess we gotta complete this task first, before we can do the other task for some stupid reason. Which means I have to go over here and then leave the thing again.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had ours from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How was it you always managed to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nation's still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
Nice. What we needed.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. Is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua.
Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Ty had told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Blasted book!
Can you blame them?
put me in this situation, Clive, you can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Well, that's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Good gravy, man. These people in this damn recipe book. Okay, Oh. Gosh.
What am I gonna do? Is everything all right, Goose? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like... Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dalimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding. Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking.
Out
of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating. About you selling weapons to brigands.
Are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. No. I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Okay.
There's a storm coming, Sid.
Horseman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent to Van.
Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
So the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sandbrequois.
The disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not.
Yeah, well.
The specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive.
Mm-hmm.
And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Oh, you have to talk to them about that. I'm not doing the cooking, I'm just doing the fighting. Okay, so I can't turn in those gems. Damn it, I should have done those first. Had I known this was going to happen, I would have done it ahead of time, but...
I'd say we were in for a storm.
I thought I'd be able to do both. But no, it's locked me out. And the funny thing is I need to go to Northridge anyways for the one thing, too. Sheesh. Okay, well... The two brothers are off on an adventure. Cloak and dagger.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gareth and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Campbell was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Oh, we are. Because they probably could get on the chocobos and ride them.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
That one broke. Yeah, the rest. I wonder if they fell. Okay, let's go across. 'Cause everybody here is dead, but I do have enemies across the way. Yeah, see, oh yeah, the enemy fell down there. Unless I want to fall down with them. Nice.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Oh, gee, thanks, bro. That was easy. What do we have here?
Hey, dude. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not. We all have our reasons. I ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself at the moment. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more. I was doing a roaring trade back in Oriflam. Right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, I'd try my luck in the desert. And the Fang went the same way. Don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion. Suppose I could try Canberra next. But knowing my luck, the old place be crawling with the work before I'd even sat out my store. As I always say, where there's crisis, there's opportunity. The opportunity to mint Gil, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So, where to next? Is there any money to be made in Ash? Do orcs even carry Gil?
Okay. Didn't give him a chance to even buy anything. And I'm not sitting there trying to wait to see if he's, you know, talk some more. Uh-oh.
You're injured. What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood. Up ahead.
Yes, a flood. Figures.
It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village
Oh, God.
not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead. Just off the track. They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me, Lord Cooker.
Rest well, soldier.
You're some of Kuka's men, huh? Alright. Priority red.
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic is still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go around it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
There's the camp.
Good. I got here in time.
It's over.
Nice. That took care of that problem nice and quickly.
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg!
That doesn't sound like an Akashic.
Okay, where is this person? Ah, there he is.
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in
Yep.
arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it. You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Wait. That scar.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Sid. I was there, in Kosnis, when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith, when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
Okay, do we fight him or do we not? Yeah, heck with it.
Fine. If you insist.
For Titan!
You're an idiot. Yep, that's what I thought.
You're in no fit state to fight.
And this should be easy for you. Come on.
Kill me!
For what? The sins of your master. You and I have no quarrel, and I will not strike a man who cannot defend himself.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get very far with that one. But that guy's going to be an idiot for the rest of his life, so, oh well.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor. Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
I don't know if I like this how quiet.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yotei, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the Ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yotei. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua. The Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fan, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yotei and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda Knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails up at one man's behest. Barnabas Thorne.
Meanwhile...
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Uh-oh. We have a problem.
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, But I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough.
Oh, all of them.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
Oh, crap. How do you fend against a sword like that?
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed?
That's the problem.
Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yode.
Let's find our friends.
Okay. Give me a quick second, everyone. Be right back. I have to use the restroom real fast. All right, let us continue.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Here, take a look at my wares. Of course. Anything else? Take care.
Is that
blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Corava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few strive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
How do you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen.
Aha.
Good Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovany, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Corava. I eagerly await your safe and, above all, triumphant return.
Right. That will wait. Uh-oh.
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yote is otherwise engaged at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix, and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, Milady. But we are glad to give unwarning service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, of him and now you. Pray accept this token.
God, I got more tokens I know what to do with.
For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you. If there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
Is a canva there?
We'll talk about this later. Cyril seemed very... You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
Ah, Lord Rosfield. I'm afraid I cannot stay to talk. I must leave to collect reports of our spies in the field. Now that you wear the Phoenix down, our brothers and sisters will no doubt reveal themselves to you too. Farewell, my lord. And may the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
The free cities and the sea.
That'd be about right. Okay, so, Gilded Path. Okay, I'm gonna try to go here and drop off the gem, if it's at all possible.
Nothing like a little unrest.
There were ghosts at the gates, not the place. Those things I said before.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did.
Yeah, he
Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
I really want to get these two tasks over with. I only wish I had the chance originally when I was here in both spots originally.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. Though I doubt it's what you were expecting. We were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. Or if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? Old goat working himself to death again?
Yes.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Greg will want to know the stones were delivered, if he's still with us.
Okay. Let's head back to Telver. I gotta figure out which way I'm going. Why are those three still showing up?
Free cities under sea.
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
Well, I know it's not, but I was trying to go the other way first, but I guess not. I don't need Joshua telling me which way to go and not to go, so I'll do the other quest later.
Orcs. Then let us be rid of them.
Don't get up, please. Oh, well. That took care of that problem.
Ready, go?
Oh. Ah, more orcs.
Be safe.
Sweet. Ah, might as well walk. We've got way too many enemies coming in our path.
Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen?
Okay, we haven't been here before.
The free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
Yeah, the flags of the Free States are still there, so that's good news at least. Oh my goodness. This does not look good.
Sounds like thunder.
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come. Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol. But everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Uncle.
My boy. Uncle Byron.
It's really you. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah. He thought he lost both nephews and found out he had found them both.
So these Akashic are being controlled.
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned. But silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in the city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Huh.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the merchants' district to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them, and quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into two parties. I will make for the merchants' district, where you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship? The Mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
You leave that to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe!
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
I know, we just got reunited. That's what I need for anyone dying. Okay. Even fall.
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors. They don't stand a chance against those things. They've been routed. They're wearing Waluda armor.
Ow!
Nice try. Too slow. Nice try.
Sweet! Oh, he's down. Okay.
enough of you, are there?
Burn, baby. Uh-oh. I don't think so.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
Like I said, they're all overtaken. Oh, there it was. I knew there was another one around here somewhere that I didn't pick up. Nope. Okay, can't go that way. That gate looks like it's been barred. Or blocked, I should say. Nice. I love that slide. Screw it. He's almost dead. That takes care of that problem.
Don't get surrounded.
That's the end of my enemies? Okay, well, that's fine. Fine by me. Oh, sorry. Hit the wrong button.
That sounded big. Joshua and Jill must be busy.
Oh, crap. Ouch.
Nice try.
Nice.
That's better.
Ouch. Oh, fuck, I wasn't able to move on that one.
Guess we're all ready.
He's close to being downed. I don't think this will do it though. I'll need more.
Survivors inside.
Yeah, no, nobody's left in the city's leaders. They're already been toasted.
Where are they? These creatures. Does Ultima's reach extend this far? What the hell is going on here?
I'm juggling him in the air.
Where is your master? What does he want?
God, more shields? Flame on!
It's over. It's over.
Uh-oh.
You've caused quite the commotion. But then I would expect no less from you, Mythos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced. You were in my family's crypt. And now you're here, with an army of Akashic thralls.
Manners, Lord Rosfield. They are men, like you and me. Albeit one's unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty. The vessel shall not be spoiled. I am Sleipnir of House Harvard, and you will yield.
Yeah, no.
As long as you don't hold back.
Nice try. Too slow. Nice try.
Oh, close.
Too slow.
Let's try.
Nice.
Too slow.
Ow.
Nice try. Little trick.
You will forgive me if my performance seems uninspired. It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one. Perhaps this will kindle your flame.
What now?
A gift from my liege lord's armory. Gungnir. Watch closely, Mythos. Yes! Yes!
Oh boy.
Too slow.
Be still, my beating heart!
Screw you. Ah, shit. God damn it. Okay, hang on a second. What the hell's doing now? Shit, I wasn't ready for those.
Well done, Tom.
Ow! Ouch! Shit. No, I didn't want that.
Enjoying yourself?
Nice try.
Ow.
This should help.
Oh, more, I say.
Shit. I didn't know what I just did. Well, I do, but I forgot I could do that. Shit. Nice. Ramos!
Nice try.
Shit. Shit. Oh crap, hopefully I don't have to fight him a second time because I got nothing to work with.
The vessel is strong. My liege.
You're all right.
As are you, I see.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't save them.
It was over before we arrived.
Yep.
Well, you did what you could. I fear we were all too late. What's wrong?
Nothing. I hope.
Leaving so soon, Mythos?
It's the king.
Indeed. You may kneel before Barnabas Tharn, Warden of Ash and King of Walud.
Get back.
Come on, you could use their help. Especially now, since I'm probably gonna die. He barely even puts any effort into it.
Wild and impetuous. I expected more of the boy who bested my Lord Commander. Yet I see why my master covets you so. The power within you, Mythos. The potential.
Stop calling me Mythos.
But Mythos is everything. The cornerstone of all creation. The Lord's vessel. Your purpose.
My purpose? To surrender my mind and body to that thing. No, Your Majesty. My purpose is my own. I made a promise to my friends, to my people. And nothing is going to stand in my way.
You would allow this delusion of free will to bar your path to greatness? Truly, your volition is a cancer, one that must be excised.
Oh boy.
Try it. As all the rest.
Joshua!
Oi! Oi! This way! Hurry!
Go toggle.
Power beyond reckoning, and they use it as a crutch. Such a waste.
Jill. Damn it. Of course, we're not gonna be able to see what happens. Hodge. The ironworks.
Will you be alright?
The Phoenix can mend flesh, but the spirit must recover on its own. I'm afraid the rest is up to him. This place is remarkable. Outfitting it must have been no small feat. But why go to such trouble?
That beauty's belly's filled with wonders the world ain't ready for. If the guilds caught wind of what we're up to, they'd all want a piece. Alright?
And how is he? Do not blame yourself. He was barely breathing when you brought him here. We would have lost him if it were not for you.
No. Barnabas may have severed nigh every sinew in my brother's body. But he made certain the wounds were not fatal.
Nigh every sinew?
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
'Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. Pouring your gil into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
You risked your life. And for what? Some girl you hardly know. Why'd you do it? You got mad or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
Clive!
You're awake, my boy.
All I want to do is help. And the world won't save itself.
Yep.
It was Sid. Your father who taught me that.
Yep.
Sounds like him.
Don't you dare do that again.
What of the royalists?
Fucked off, a lot of them, along with the galleon. With the king on board, no doubt. The Iron Hair I wouldn't sail without him. Clive. Jill didn't come back.
What do you mean?
She kept the king busy while the others dragged you out.
It's all right, Mid. Jill is fine.
The ether of our icon endures. As long as it does, we can be certain she is alive.
We must pursue the Black Galleon. Jill will be with the king, I'm sure of it.
Well, good luck catching him, because my ship's going nowhere. It's the Mithril engine. She's got a kick like a wild chocobo and a mind to tear the hull in half.
Do you have an idea?
Well, of course I do. My dad'll have seen this coming a league off. If I had his old writings...
If you had his old writings, you'd be sitting under a fuckload of rubble. The ones Otto didn't save anyway. I suppose he might still have a few pages in his stores.
We'll have to hope it's enough. Do what you can to ready the ship. I'll speak with Otto.
In your condition, you really are mad.
Perhaps. But the world really won't save itself.
Alright. So back to the Song of Hope.
Right. Gav said that Otto might know something.
Paul said it was an army of Akasha. What will happen to Mid and the others? They'll be fine as the rest of us.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are crawling with Akashic and the valleys are full of ether?
Clive. If you're here, where the hell is everyone else? Don't tell me. They're all right. But it's a long story. You lot don't do things by halves, do you?
Nope.
Well, at least everyone's still breathing. Now, as for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had those, you'd be sitting under a pile of rubble.
I know.
But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build this place. The more personal items we go to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things, that would have been Mid. Then I'll check the workshop. Good. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best. But she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Yep.
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone,
Ah, children.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should...
Oh, they broke it.
Sid! Out of your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No, of course it isn't.
Well,
Not anymore, it's not. Oh,
Just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become an engineer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something worked is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well, then your work is already half done.
That's the problem.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This is called the arm. What do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well,
not quite.
Help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
But they forgot the cog.
Hey, look. We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Do you think Mid's ship will ever sail?
You saw that work of devilry.
I think he purposely left them out for them to figure out where they go. Okay, what do we got here?
This looks like it's from Sid's old diary. But you'll already have read it. I'd better keep looking. What do we have here? Oh, Sid's pipes. Something tells me Mid won't be needing these. I remember seeing this doll in Sid's cellar. I wonder if it was Mid's. Huh. What's this tucked inside it? Sid's best invention.
Interesting.
Oh, that sounds promising.
Wouldn't that be his daughter?
So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. What would that be? Perhaps Otto might know.
Okay, so we need to go talk to Otto again.
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone.
Well, did you find anything? Possibly. You wouldn't happen to know what Mid's first opus was?
Opus? That girl's as tone deaf as a banshee. Unless you mean the orchestrion. She couldn't have been more than what, 11, 12 when she cobbled that thing together? It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was of the little scamp. What's that battered old box have to do with anything?
I think Sid may have hidden something inside it.
Wouldn't surprise me. Those two and their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are crawling with a cache?
Paul said it was an army of a cache.
Do the best you can, unfortunately. That's all anyone can ask of you.
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break nothing. We definitely didn't break the orchestrion.
What's wrong with it?
It's broken. Except when it isn't. See?
And you had nothing to do with this?
No, nothing. We just wanted to listen to all the songs at once. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this. See?
All too well. Right, out of the way. There's something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break it? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yeah, yes. There. How about now?
You fixed it! Sid fixed it! He more than fixed it! Yeah, new music!
Huh. Never heard this one before.
They started playing when I removed this. Whatever it is.
Well, don't look at me. I can tell you it's important, though. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made of as well.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some dreams come true.
All right.
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye. Who's a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left?
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked off. Yes, left. He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go after him?
No. We're not the Prince's keepers. He's free to do as he sees fit.
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds are nowhere near healed. Much like yours, I suspect. Otto told me what happened in Canver. What is it with this realm's princes and their aversion to rest?
Ask me when I get back. Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
And if that fails, try to stay alive, eh?
That's funny.
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails. I have to get back. Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you like me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
Deal.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a start, Ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square. Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking Island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his nag.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted is to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
That's sad.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that.
That's sad.
Just the ramblings of a tired old man.
No, no, no.
Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
Wait a minute.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
You should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off.
Yep.
You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
What do you have?
That's going on the trophy shelf, that's for sure. Payback. Is it a... Nope. Damn, we got a lot of junk going on. No.
Paul said it was an army of aggression.
If it's...
I did buy... No, I did. That's right.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up one.
Yes, I will. Oh, wrong thing.
You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. No discounts. Not even for you.
Oh, I'm out of money? I'm out of money. God, I got a lot more lightning ones than I thought I did. I just got them somewhere, don't know where. So that's the only one I can sell. I mean, that one's nice. I mean, it does help out with Torval, but I like the other ones because it helps me out with the...
You got out else?
with the stuff I need. I have a lot of stuff supposed to be for crafting, but I have no idea what I'm doing with any of it.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
So we come over here, we should see... Yep, there's Sid's thing. What we got here? Okay, the riddle I already saw. Okay. Oh, yeah, well, that's fine. A humble request. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, we'll just say yes.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Hmm. We're from the north. Okay, just thanks. All right. Thank you, Isabella. Okay, just basic information there. Underhill. Good old Wade. Steel. Right, of course. Thank you, Wade. And then... Martha. Alright. Okay, looks like everything's good there.
If it's knowledge you seek, we've tons of...
Okay, actually, I think we are going to go ahead and we're going to end this here. Oh, I guess I can't save it in that thing. Yeah, we got through quite a bit of the story. Should be quite interesting. Get the airship or the ship up and running. I'm assuming it's gonna be an airship eventually, because, well, it's Final Fantasy, and even if you start off with a regular sailing ship, in the long run they all become, or you get or you get an airship on top of it. One of the two, but somehow you always end up with an airship in these games. And it's always usually in the last quarter, or the third act is when you start getting the bad boys, so you can move around more freely to the various locations. Even though we have fast travel, we don't really need it, but still, it's probably to get us to go across to some of the other areas, because we can't reach certain islands from where we're at without transport, so we're going to need that ship. In any case, thank you everyone for stopping in and checked out the channel today. As always, big shout out to my friend Mysterious CW3 for hanging out early and chatting before going to bed. I appreciate it very, very much. As I appreciate everybody who stops and checks out the channel. You guys are great. Please don't forget to follow along if you're new and you are enjoying the channel. Weird. I just noticed I lost a follower. Strange. I had just reached, because this other person that followed earlier, the Mrs. Amy, who followed, we were at 468, and now I'm back down to 467, so it happens a lot. Just keep losing people here and there. It's really weird, but oh well, it happens. I'm not gonna worry about it. Again, I want to thank everybody. Well, remind you guys to follow along your Twitch.tv as Ratscast, social media at cyberrat on Twitter, at the Ratscast, Instagram, and on Threads. I try to post there when I'm going live, what games I'm going to be playing. We should be back tomorrow with more Jedi Survivor. And of course on Wednesday with Assassin's Creed Mirage. So come join me for those. That sounds like a lot of fun. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheRatscast for more fun and games. As a variety streamer, I do a ton of games, and I've been doing this for more than 8 years, and I have a bunch of stuff on the channel for you guys to watch and enjoy, so check it out. Click the red subscribe button down below, will take you there. If you're already watching on YouTube, thank you for being here, being part of the show. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate it as much as I do everyone who watches live. And of course, don't forget to do the whole YouTube thing you're supposed to be doing to help the channel grow, which of course is subscribe, bell notification, like, and comment. And it also lets me know you guys are engaging with the content. So thank you guys again so much for being here, for being a part of the show. We hope to see you guys tomorrow on the next episode of the Ratscast. Until then, this is cyperrat signing out for now. Later, bye.